In literally 5 minutes, I have another job interview. I am so tired of doing job interviews. I honestly see why people ghost the interview. Another, tell me about yourself. Tell me a time when. I understand it's all part of the process, but it all feels so fake and rehearsed. And I don't, I don't know. The whole thing. I definitely can't get a job, so maybe that's part of my frustration. Anyway, bye.
And to that lady who said Gen Z didn't want to work and was too lazy, do me a quick favor. Find yourself the nearest mirror and take a good laugh in that bitch. Take a good laugh. Have yourself a nice laugh because you're a clown. It's gotta be some kind of inside joke that they're not letting us in on, because I keep hearing the same thing every time. You'll hear back from me tomorrow. You'll hear back from me by the end of the day. And I never do. Just tell me I don't have the job, sis. Damn. How the fuck I'm supposed to pay for summer? Or my next college semester? How am I supposed to do that with no job? That's why TikTok people are going fucking nuts, because that's really like the only thing that'll give us a fucking chance. Times is tough, y'all. Times is tough. Gen Z wants to work. Y'all will not let us fucking work. The job circle, the job pool is trash. The job pool is trash.
And another thing about the student loan thing, people love saying, "Oh, I don't want my tax-paying dollars to pay for someone else's student loans." I promise you, you and my tax-paying dollars is going nowhere near student loans. It is going towards funding wars and lining the pockets of a bunch of retirees and lizards, so they can sit in a fancy building and argue about gay rights, DEI, and blame the destruction of America on everybody else except them, specifically people who can't defend themselves.
So I'm pretty upset about how competitive this job market is now. I just finished an interview where the lady, don't get me wrong, she was super nice, but full transparently told me that like they're looking for a recruiter rather than a recruiting coordinator, even though that's what the role said on LinkedIn, and it just frustrated me that I've been out of a job for like 4 months and I still can't get like anywhere. I also was notified today that my HR assistant role that I applied for, I didn't get the part, and so even my buddy helped me set that up. So it just frustrates me that so many of these companies are looking for like someone more advanced rather than what the job basically says. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know how else I can talk about myself during an interview, but that's just my 2 cents.
The realization that you've worked a job for X amount of years and you'll never work there again is so baffling. I just got laid off this week, and my way of coping is by trauma dumping on TikTok. The most annoying part about all of this is the fact that like my routine is gone. Oh, and me, I'm like not a type A type of person. Like maybe I'm like a lowercase a type of person. So like I need routine, I need structure. Like I just need to know what my day is going to be like. And having a job obviously gives you that routine, but like now my day is not anchored down by a work schedule and I don't know what to do about it. I'm trying to like continue my routine as I can. Like I drop my daughter off in the morning for school, and then I come home and I spend time with my 1 year old, and then I work. Now I'm like, bro, after I drop her off at school, like I don't know what to do. It's one thing to be let go of a job that you didn't like that much, but to be let go of a job that you loved, and not just the job itself, but like the most perfect team that you could ever imagine, like supportive manager, the most gracious coworkers in life. I literally feel like my family has been torn apart. I feel like I'm like a child of divorce right now. Like this is feeling like when my parents got divorced. I'm reliving that. Not having a job to anchor you down, my days feel like I'm just disoriented and delusional. I feel like, is this real? Like I'm feeling real shock and real grief more than I ever thought that you would feel for losing a job. Like it's really hard. No, I'm obviously this is like day 2 of being unemployed, and obviously the feelings are still very new. Part of me is kind of going through a sort of identity crisis right now because I'm almost like, who am I if I'm not working? Because like I've been working since I was 15 years old. I'm going to be 30. Potentially might not have a job by the time I'm 30. Like I might be 30 without a job. Oh my god, why is this funny? It's not funny. All that I am is not just an employee. Obviously, I'm so many other things. Like I'm a mother, I'm a wife, like I know these things, but I'm just like been so used to working most of my life, and I love working and I love being useful and I love being productive, and now I don't have that, and I just don't know what to do with my days. Knowing that there's not actually something that's gonna keep me busy for hours, it's weird. Like, I understand I was laid off, right? I know it wasn't my fault and I know it wasn't personal, but bro, I can't help but to feel like that. Feel like, what did I do? I know that companies go through things. Like, it's not my fault that I was laid off, but it feels like that because it's like I'm still a person, I'm still a real person, and like I'm being laid off. Giselle, the real Giselle, is being laid off. I feel like that on the inside. That's what I'm doing every day. Still feels personal because it's like, bro, I'm gonna have to be the real person, like the personally, I'm gonna have to find something else. Like personally, I'm gonna have to figure me and my family out. Like this is a real grief, bro. This feels so crazy that we won't have any more time together. It just feels so unreal. Like grief. Like I think that I would have never moved from this job, truly. Why would you want to leave somewhere where you feel so comfortable? Obviously, comfort doesn't help you grow, but I was growing a lot on my team. I don't know. I guess God wants me to grow in other ways. I feel very uncomfortable. Mundane life is mundane life, but when your mundane is not something that you hate, is amazing, you know? I will say that every day I do feel a little bit better. So, like, when that reality sets in that I don't have to clock in at 7 a.m., because I used to clock in at 7 a.m. Like, oh, it's like grief. It's grief. I'm grieving. Another thing to be laid off and having small children is like, they gonna ask me for a snack and I'm just going through the hardest thing I've ever been through. It's nuts to me because I've been living that every day since Wednesday. Being laid off also feels very lonely. Still people on my team that are working and I'm not. Like a failure, even though it wasn't your fault. Like I keep having to tell myself that, like, it's not your fault. It wasn't your fault. This is out of your control. It's not your fault that you were laid off. It's not your fault. The reality is that I didn't do anything. It's just unfortunate. It feels lonely until you say something. It sucks to have this in common with people because nobody wants to get laid off, but the reality is that like people are getting laid off in this economy, and you can feel depressed and lonely if you just never talk about it. But it's like it happened to me, and what am I gonna do? Like, unfortunately, this is happening around the country and people are just losing their jobs. It's sad, it's painful, but listen, if I thought that this job was amazing, one thing I know about my God is that He takes me from glory to glory. So I'll be okay. We'll be okay. Whoever else is going through this will be okay. There has to be something better out there. Take care.
My mom's been coming over sporadically to do our little YouTube workouts together because I'm kind of low-key unemployed right now. That's a long story that I probably won't ever tell here because it's just a lot. Nobody wants to hear that shit. But she just came over this morning and we had a great time together. It just made me think, if you would have asked me in high school if I thought that I would be having this kind of relationship with my mom right now, I probably would have said no. That's obviously, I love my mom. We've grown into such different and better people over the years, and thankfully that also has allowed us to grow our relationship closer together, which is great because I know that doesn't happen for everyone, unfortunately. I've just been thinking a lot, especially given how things are lately, how important it is to have community and people around you, and sometimes you're lucky enough that those people include your family. So I just wanted to share a couple of things that very recently have been super cool about my relationship with my mom. One, like I said, she's been coming over so we can do our little Move with Nicole videos on YouTube, which is kind of hilarious because I'm definitely not a fitness girly, and my mom has been kind of a fitness girly, but mostly running and stuff. She's had some health issues recently that have made it so that she hasn't been able to partake in as many of those things. So we're both like kind of out of shape right now, is the point. So we're just like going through it together, doing these videos. And then I will cook breakfast, which is my classic. My favorite thing to eat for breakfast right now is like a kind of a scrambled egg, like an omelet. Not really an omelet, kind of a scrambled egg. I don't know, with cottage cheese. Don't knock it till you try it. And then cut up some tomatoes and some avocado on the side. I have mine with Cholula. She's not down with Cholula. More for me. And then the past couple times that she's come over and I've just had the stuff on hand to make the breakfast, and it's like no sweat for me really because obviously if you work out with me, then I'm gonna feed you. We gotta eat, nourish your bodies. Anyhow, the other day I was getting low on all of the ingredients and knew she was gonna be coming over. So I got a sidebar actually. I went to Aldi because it's the only place I can afford to shop, and I love Aldi anyway, and I got one step up from the cheapest egg option they had. Part of that is because it makes me sad to think of all of the chickens crammed in the little cages together. And I know that sounds ridiculous since I still eat eggs and chicken, but so I like to get either like the cage free or preferably the free range, but that's definitely out of my budget right now. So I got the eggs that were like 20 cents more than the cheapest option, which came to 10, I think it was like 10.73 or something for 2 cartons of eggs. Not cool. The other reason I like to get the slightly more expensive eggs, usually preferably with the brown shell, is because the cheap eggs, I like to do the sexy Howl's Moving Castle crack an egg with one hand straight into the pan thing. And that's really hard to do with the cheap eggs because the shells are so fragile that they crumble in your hand like a Nature Valley oats and honey bar. And I hate that. I hate having to pick little pieces of eggshell out of the mixture before I put it in the pan. Anyhow, so I went and I begrudgingly bought a couple cartons of eggs because I knew my mom was going to come over and we were going to need some protein after our Pilates video. And then she shows up at my house. Actually, we didn't end up having our little workout because of some other stuff that happened that I'm not going to get into. But she still stopped by for a second. She's like, "Oh, I brought you some stuff." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." Because, she likes to find little thrift shop deals for me or some random art supplies or whatever she stumbles across. She's like very crow brained when it comes to that stuff. So she's like, "Oh, tiny thing. My daughter might like this." She comes over and brings me a carton of eggs, a thing of cottage cheese, a thing of the best tomatoes, the ones that are still on the vine. They're like the big red juicy ones, and an avocado. I'm like, "Thank you. That's so sweet," because that's like my go-to brekkie. And, she probably assumed like, well, you're going to need some breakfast anyway, even if I'm not here. So I thought that was really sweet. And then today, she did end up coming over so we could do our little video together. And of course, I saved the avocado because I'm like, well, I'm not going to eat the avocado without my mom. It's like my mom's avocado. We go to make breakfast. I'm cooking the eggs, trucking along. I cut open the avocado, and it's the most. I think if you want to like insert photos or something, you have to do the green screen before you start the video. So maybe I'll post it separately because I did take a video of it. That's how impressed I was. It was the most immaculate avocado. I haven't seen such a beautiful avocado. It was perfectly ripe and green, even color, and the seed was like the size of an almond. So it was like premium. It was the most avocado. Yeah, that's incredible. Also, I told her that I wanted to make this strawberry infused tequila that I made last summer that was a hit. That I didn't have money because this guy owes me money. I'm not going to get into that either. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. If he pays me, maybe if he doesn't pay me, I don't know. Maybe I will get into it because it's a little bit, there's receipts and we love a dramatic reading of a bitchy email. Well, it's not bitchy. Okay. I digress. And I was like, yeah, it kind of sucks because I had plans to go to Costco with my girl and get the tequila and the strawberries to make this. But I'm like a little low on cash right now because I spent every red cent I had on eggs. She just sent me the money. She's like, well, how much do you think you need? Maybe like $100 for the tequila and the strawberries, and then maybe like 50 if you want to go and get dinner, if you want to get Korean barbecue. She just sends me the money, like no questions asked, which is like so clutch of her. And then the last thing recently, she went to what sounds like the thrift shop of my dreams because she found the most incredible stuff, and some of it was like $1, which is practically unheard of where I live. She found me a bunch of incredible stuff, all of which fit me like a dream, looked super cute, including a swimsuit, which I made a promise to myself that I'm going to summer. I've never summered before this year, which includes like getting in the water, which I don't normally do because I'm super insecure. She said she found a hot pink bikini. And I was like, "Ooh, girl, I don't know about that." I tried it on. It looks so hot on me. I actually could not, but I'm like, this swimsuit was made for me. It looks so hot. And then like I randomly put on some music. I'm playing Billie Eilish in the kitchen. She like comes in and starts dancing with me to Birds of a Feather and like crying about how much she loves me. I was just like, my mom is so cool. I love my mom. I love my mom, you guys. Anyway, I hope you love your moms too. And if you don't, come over and you can enjoy my mom with me because she fucking rocks.
So I just had my unemployment appeal hearing. My previous employer didn't show up to the hearing. They also did not communicate with the unemployment office at all. Didn't respond to requests, nothing. So now, of course, I'm sitting here like, what does that mean? Did they just intend for me to appeal and not so that they wouldn't show up so that I could get back pay? Like, what strategy is that? What did they know that they like weren't actually firing me for cause? Like, this is where I'm like, you know what? I cannot be a neurodivergent person in this corporate fucking hell because I don't understand the strategies, what is actually being said, and why I just spent 2 months since getting fired just on a mental, not even a fun roller coaster. It was like the Tower of Terror right down to hell, and I fucking fist fought with demons that I had wanted to befriend, and it's just, I'm so tired. What was that? I can't believe I spent so much time like analyzing every fucking move I made, and it was all just a Tuesday for them. It was actually a Thursday, but like, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. And I know we're all tired, but just, if you are experiencing something similar, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's exhausting. I'm so sorry.
I'm doing laundry, so you're gonna see a lot of this. I don't like when I ask someone, "Oh, how'd you get this job?" and they're like, "Oh, I applied." Like, no, it doesn't help. Like, not ever, it's the unemployment thing has been so difficult, and I feel like answers like that just does not help. And maybe they did. Maybe they're like, "Yeah, I just applied." And then, but like, if there's more details to it, like, tell me, Maybe it's just like pains, unemployment pains. Anyways, that's it.
Alright, you fucking sexy bitches, get ready for me while I talk my shit for 1 minute and 10 seconds. Y'all would never believe what happened. Guess who's going back to work, bro? After being suspended for 2 weeks. Me! Yes, girl, I am surprised. I didn't think I would come back. But don't let this fool you, girl. I'm just staying here till I can find another one. Yeah, I just be telling everyone, "Oh, I'm on vacation. A slave. I've been on vacation, girl." Fake ass fucking bitch. I'm a fake ass bitch at work now. I ain't talking to anyone anymore. Not telling anyone my business. I mean, don't get me wrong. No one like snitched on me, but a lot of these fucking bitches be talking shit. Anyway, guys, wish me luck. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Remember, men ain't shit, bitches ain't shit. Get money. Alright, bye. Love y'all.
Hey guys, does anyone else have a blue-collar husband who's unemployed in the winter because of the snow, the weather, whatever? Are you struggling? Like, have you gotten money from unemployment? It's been 2 months. He's been doing everything weekly that he's supposed to do, reporting. He's even gone as far as calling the senator's office twice a week, and they say he's going to be expedited, and we have not received any money from unemployment. How do we expect people to pay their bills, get groceries, keep their mortgage, keep renting a house, if the backup plan is not the backup plan?
Like, I don't know what to do at this point. You mean to tell me I did not get one job from one of those 2 interviews, yeah? And I recently got referred, and that process did not go well as well. At this point, I'm thinking, this is just karma to me. What do I have to do to get a job in Big 24? I can't. Fam, why can't there be a job for every single one of us? Like, why? How much do I have to sell my front to get at least a fucking McDonald's job at this point?